Try that again. Take two. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. I'm running late. I was caught watching Monday Night Football, and I have an echo, which is me and Greg, and I have muted mine, so I think Greg got his. We are good. We have William, we have Sam, Darren, Bobby, and Greg in the chat already. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Apologize for being late.
Don't bother me. I'm busy.
You can't be late. You're the host.
Yeah, I was late. I want to welcome in Passion Arts and Coins, new subscriber today. I appreciate that. That puts me back to 308. So I'm pretty happy about that. Robert did lose one last night, which I kind of figured he might because we'll talk about that after the stream. I'm going to figure out a way to get around this. But anyway, Sam, what are you up to subscriber-wise?
276.
It'll pick back up. I really feel that it will. Rick Lick says, hello, I'm busy moving my things. My neighbor had a water leak. Oh, no. Not the old neighbor had a water leak and the carpet got soaked. Man, that's got to be... That brings back bad memories. I'll put it that way. We lived in a condo in California, and they didn't have a leak. They had mischievous, mean children. And they plugged every drain they could find to plug: sink, bathroom, shower, washer, dry. I mean, you name it, they plugged it, and then they turned the water on. And our entire condo flooded. I mean, it was horrible. I was just, and this was back in the early 2000s, and kids weren't that mean back then, were they? I mean, apparently. Chris Garrett is joining us. Oh, man. He's been flooded twice before.
Been down for a month.
Yeah, we were living in a hotel for about a month, yes. It was stopping.
He was stopping train up like on Home Alone.
Yeah, they did. I mean, it wasn't funny at the time, but as they were explaining it to us, it was absolutely hilarious. I mean, I'm thinking, man, them kids need to go to summer camp for the rest of their lives or something, you know? So anyway, pretty lazy day.
The kids come from single parents.
No, it was actually not a single parent family. That was what was weird. I mean, by all outside appearances, they appeared to be a somewhat normal family. Obviously, they weren't. So
I shouldn't say that. I don't want to offend nobody, but you know how it is. Most of the time, when it's a single parent, the kids are bad.
That's what they say. I believe statistics will actually hold that to be true as well. I'm going to see if I can get a new background here. I tried something earlier today. I have no idea how it's going to work out. I didn't really do a whole lot today. Could tell the weather's changing. We're going to have we have a frost advisory for tonight. It's going to be down into 38 degrees. But then we're going to be back in the 70s. Oh, that's just too entirely big, but that's cool. I'll leave it like that. I'll have to make some adjustments to that, and then I'll explain the backstory to where I got that from, unless anyone wants to try to take a stab on where I got that from. And if someone knows, I'll be impressed. Rick says he's got to find a fan. Yeah, they had to rip all the carpeting out, and I mean, we were fortunate none of our furniture got ruined. It could have very easily gotten ruined, and that would have been disastrous. I mean, it really would have been horrible. So,
is Rick in a motel?
I doubt it. He's probably still in his apartment.
I just wonder how
I don't know if it's flooded that bad or not. He hasn't said.
His is flooded. Okay.
So, I do have an idea of something I want to work on based off what Doug said today, but I couldn't get going today. I got woke up from a great nap by someone from south of the Mississippi. Um, uh, and it rang and rang and rang, and I thought, great. And it rang and rang and rang. And I thought, great. Finally, on the third go around, I was like, yeah, I better see what he wants. So, yeah, enough of that. You got the new letter ready for tonight, William?
No, I didn't work on a date because
Just a lazy Monday.
I didn't feel good a date.
Jeff Ryman says, hello. Your team is losing, by the way, Greg. Last I checked, 3-0. It's not going to be a blowout game. I don't know what the over-under is, but I want to say it's in the high 40s, low 50s, but I honestly don't see it getting that high. Jeff is saying, sorry about his flooding. Carpet's wet 2 feet from the wall. Just in that area, some in the bathroom. Oh, so that's not too bad. It's still going to take some time to dry out. Greg, what are you having for dinner?
I made a big old pork roast.
That sounds good.
Carrots, potatoes, onions, celery, gravy.
Man, I'm going to come start eating at your house. That sounds really good. I boiled a little bit of spaghetti, threw some chili in it, little cheese, little salt, pepper, chili powder. It was all right. Hello, Jeff. Popcorn? No, salad.
Salad with chicken breast on top.
That sounds
Only
good
a little
too.
bit, just shredded up.
That sounds good as well.
I've been eating that Campbell's soup every night, the beef and vegetables.
Yeah, we're fixing to get into soup every night weather, I think. Except for they said it's going to be like 73, 74 on Thursday and sunshiny now. And I haven't checked the app in the last couple hours.
Well, it's easier for me to eat because my teeth and all that. So
They're still bothering you?
I don't have many.
Oh, well, I guess they can't bother you then, can they? I mean,
I got some that's got to come out. I got one that feels like it's sharp when I can feel it in my tongue. I thought it was a toothpick, but if it was a toothpick, it would have already came out by now.
yeah. So now they're saying the high Thursday is going to be 77 degrees, sunshiny, 63 tomorrow, 65 Wednesday, cloudy, 77 Thursday with sunshine, 40, 70, 40% rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Which is fine. That is fine with me. So, do you plan on playing golf tomorrow? Mrs. K is going to go. We're going to take the TSLR camera, and she's going to take pictures for me. Not of me, but for me. Unless I have a pretty good game, which I don't know. We did watch The Expendables 3, by the way, while I'm thinking about it. It was okay.
You mean Equalizer 3?
Yeah, the Equalizer's Expendables. Starts with an E, right?
Yeah. It's got a 3 at the end of it.
Exactly. And I will go out on a bold limb here and say there will be a 4th installment of The Equalizer.
I haven't watched it yet.
I won't spoil it for you, but
I read Expendables 4 is bombing.
that didn't surprise me.
You know,
That
It
didn't
only
surprise me at all.
their budget was 100 million and they've only made 27 million so far.
Yeah, they're in the wrong side of that then.
Yeah.
Man, $100 million to make a movie. That's
You're in the wrong business.
Oh, I'm clearly in the wrong business. Doug Betts sent me an email with 2 links to a channel, and he was being humorous about it. He said, money-making, family-friendly channel. And in some circles, it may be. I will share it after the stream. Very talented young lady in what she does. And I guess it's her family. I watched the beginning, skimmed through it, and then watched the other one. She's got a lot of subscribers and she gets a lot of views. I watched a little Steve Leto today. Go
It
ahead,
wasn't
Chris.
Tammy, was it?
No, it was not Tammy. You know what? I will.
How about, was it OnlyFans?
No. Now that would be funny if Doug were to send us an OnlyFans link. That would be hilarious.
I don't see that happening, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen either, but you just never know. Let me grab these for you. And
So tomorrow, Windows 11, the new version of Windows 11 will be released, right?
I have no idea. It's Patch Tuesdays, all I know.
don't know, don't care.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to download I'm going to make the USB, and I probably might install it on a spare drive just to see how.
All right, there are the two links posted in chat. You can check them out if you want in your leisure, and so tell me what you think. Yeah, Windows 11. I'm sticking to my guns until I'm forced to get it. I'm not going to worry about Windows 11. I was going to do a little humorous thing about Windows 12, but then I kind of lost, not interest per se, but I lost my focus on the direction I wanted to go with that. So it's still possible, but not probable at this point in time.
Well, I can't remember when it was, and I think I've told y'all that this new version of Windows 11 is 12. It's just not named 12.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Well, that's somebody's opinion.
Right. Right. Well, of course. But I don't think Microsoft's going to come out. If it's true, I don't think they're going to come out and say it's true. But again, what do we have? We have basically, what's today? October 9th. So we have 2 years and 16 days before we even have to be too concerned about it. And even then, we may not have to be that concerned about it. So
I think I'm kind of with Jeff now. I mean, they may be a Windows 12 or they may not. I don't know.
we will
There
see
have
in
been-
due time.
There have been quite a number of articles that said Microsoft is again on a 3-year release cycle in between versions, but that remains to be seen as well.
So when did 11 come out?
15?
Has it been that long?
When?
You see when 11,
No,
I don't think 11 came out in 2015.
No, 2021. Somewhere around there. It leaked. Remember, it leaked. I don't remember when the version was. It leaked.
Windows 11 release date was October 5th, 2021.
Okay.
So it
a
leaked.
3-year cycle would put it into 2024.
Right, which would be about this time next year, and that kind of makes sense.
And then if you add a year on for it to mature a little bit, if that turns out to be true, you might be able to go to skip 11 and go to 12 if that's what you wanted to do.
Right.
If
I think the leaked version was 2020 then, sometime late 20. Seemed like it was April. It might have been 2021 when it leaked. I don't know.
I don't pay that much attention
here's
to
from
it.
Microsoft.
Nobody knew about it. All of a sudden, it leaked one day.
Did it leak, or was it intentionally let go and said it was leaked? Oops. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the dates these things come out. I'm not, from what I've heard good and bad, and it's like everything else. It's all personal choice. I'm comfortable with 10. I'm good with it. And I may be just as comfortable with 11 if and whenever I have to go to 11. I don't know. Was it Brian Lightfoot that was telling us that it took him about a month to get used to all the differences?
Yeah.
I thought it was. And then on the other side of the coin, I've heard people say it's just a couple days and you get it. I mean, I don't know. I'm comfortable with 10. 10 works, does what it needs to do for me, and I'm good with it. For now. Have no plans. Uh-oh, Doug's going to think I'm trying to convince you guys that I'm not going to show 11 or go to 11. Oh, me. I get a drink. Excuse me. Oh, Bobby, you got anything to say tonight, or are you on a 15-way conversation with Tim Tech? Or are you even here?
He fell asleep.
Probably. He joined relatively early, I thought. I joined and then I was bouncing back and forth doing things, and then I got caught up in the game. Actually, I was watching on ESPN2, the Manning brothers, Peyton and Eli. They're pretty funny at their description of things. I don't really have a dog in this race, so to speak. I think Green Bay will win, but it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. Kind of looking forward to tomorrow, although my ankle is bothering me. I think it's the weather. Jim says at some point you won't have a choice unless W12 comes around and isn't a... Yeah, that's true. Very true. Yeah, I mean, Jim brings up a valid point. I only went to 10 because 7 lost its support, and as soon as it loses its support, that'll be the time I go to 11 and or whatever the newest version is. But who knows? We could be in the same situation with the Windows 12 that we were with Windows 11, and everybody say, oh, it's horrible, and you go to Windows 11 before they get all the issues of Windows 12 worked out. But then again, who knows? I mean, what I like, you guys might not like. What you like, I might not like. It's just it's all personal choice.
I like meat and potatoes.
Well, the whole deal
and that pertains to operating systems. How, Greg? I'm trying to figure that out.
I just thought I'd say it for the hell of it.
Well, the whole thing about 12, that's based on the old theory that everybody likes every other version a little better.
Right.
That may or may not be true for an individual.
And it's been the truth for every new version of this software.
Yep. I had to turn the fan
It's
on.
always had bugs. They work them out.
Getting rather toasty in here. I figured the professor would join us tonight. Maybe he'll join afterwards. I don't know.
It's 73 inside here. I got 3 windows open.
I don't know what our inside temperature is. Currently outside, we're sitting at 53 degrees. So why it's so warm? Oh, I know why it's so warm in here. I forgot to change the thermostat after I dropped her off. We were having a conversation about what's her extra day she's going to work this week and or next week. And I finally just got to the point. I said, you just tell me what day I got to take you to work. That's all I need to know.
I'm just going to jump from 10 to 13. Hell with it.
That'd be ironic.
Look at Jim's comment.
105. Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. I do not look forward to this winter and the heating bill. Even with the new furnace. I mean, the $98 bill we had last month was fantastic. And we did run the air conditioner. It wasn't like we didn't run the fans and the air conditioning. So, I mean, I didn't realize how bad that old system was just killing us on electricity. Long Dog joins us and he says, good afternoon, fellas. It's dinner time. Yeah. That is true. It is 6:20-ish out on the West Coast. Check the ERS lately. Ears lately.
Ears.
Yeah, I see you corrected it. My ears are doing okay when I do remember to wear my hearing aids. When I don't remember to never mind. When I forget to wear the hearing aids, it can be a little interesting. I just got to get. It's just like my medication. I just got to get in the habit of every morning putting them on and just forgetting about them. And I
Yeah,
haven't done that yet.
Well, it is 89 here. It was
they didn't say.
predicted to have a high of 92 here today, so we're a little bit cooler than Lone Dog.
Wonder what long dog? Oh, 103. Oh, mercy. That is warm. That is warm. Yeah. Yeah. All the AI stuff. I don't know. It is what it is. It's gonna. I used to hate that saying, but it is what it is. Speaking of it,
Microsoft and Google and everybody are putting all their efforts into this AI crap.
yeah, yeah.
And I got a feeling we're going to be stuck with some version of it, no matter what we do.
Oh, I think so too. Now, whether it's free or we have to pay for it or not, I don't know. I had actually heard a rumor, and I want to clarify. This is just a rumor that I heard that at some point in time you're going to pay to have the AI ran version of Windows. Now,
Hey, that's cool with me because I won't pay.
exactly right, exactly. Well, like it or not, like it or hate it, AI is coming. It's going to be the way things are envisioned to be. Yeah, no argument from me on that. Of course, I mean,
As long as we can turn it off.
I was watching a movie earlier tonight. You guys may or may not seen it. It's an older movie called Burn After Reading.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting movie. George Clooney's in it, and he made a comment in there. He's talking to I can't remember the actress's name, but they're on a park bench, and he's talking about the future. And he says, there's going to come a point in time where they're going to know, and he says the word they are going to know where you are at all times. Of course, he was a little bit paranoid based, on the movie. Gosh, think about it now. Cell phones know where you're at all the time, except for Greg's. He's lost his. Greg's the smartest one of us all.
I got a 1997 Geo Tracker in mint condition, and it ain't got no tracking devices in it.
We're all going to be struggling to get by. Here comes Greg driving by in his Geo Tracker, waving at us all. Headed to Walmart. Oh, speaking of Walmart, I read an article today where some Walmarts are doing away with self-checkout and going back to employee-based checkouts.
About time.
When people complained.
Allegedly it's to cut down on the theft, is what the article was alluding to. Hello, Jim. I knew I heard a bell.
Yes, well, I often hear ringing in my head too, but
But if somebody walks
Only
out,
ringing, no voices.
no, I will not kill them.
if somebody walks out with stuff, they're not going to do nothing in Walmart.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to test that theory. I'm pretty sure the Walmart people themselves are not, but they can pick up the phone and call the ever popular and famous local police. Oh wow, I just went blurry.
They'll
Look,
be gone before.
Sam's coming to truth
you.
here. There we go. Man,
I seen a guy the other day. He had a life vest, and you could tell it wasn't even cold enough for a life vest, and you tell he had stuff packed in it. I told
Sam
one of the
says-
employees.
go ahead.
Told one of the employees, and they said they couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the world of security within the stores. I think they're just afraid. I mean, shoot, nowadays you say hi to someone, they'll pull a gun out and shoot you. So
Yeah, you said you looked at Steve Leto. I think he's had an episode where he talked about somebody who got arrested for stealing something in a Walmart when they hadn't at one of those
Yeah, I
self-service
watched
deals.
one. He was explaining what you should and should not do when you get pulled over by the police. It was very interesting.
There's a video of it's been a couple years, it's a couple years old, where a girl, the Dollar General manager, was real angry, and I think he was saying she was changing prices, and she had the price tags on her fingers right there on the video.
Well,
And
prices go
yeah,
up. I mean,
she got the price tags right there on her fingers.
yeah. And he got mad because
Yeah, it
prices
was
were going
bad.
up.
Well, the Raiders are winning 10-3.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. It's early. Yeah, the first one I watched dealt with a guy that he was approached by a company. He ran his own business. He was approached by a company that said they could help his business, and they didn't do that. So he wrote a bad review, and they asked him to remove it, and he was threatened with, if you don't remove it, we will sue you. And apparently they followed through, and he got taken to the cleaners for the sum of about $60,000 initially, up to, as he put it, Steve Lato, not me, put it into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, because he had a court date, and for whatever the reason he missed it. And Steve said in most cases, if you don't show up for court, it's a default judgment and you're going to lose. So I put that little note back in the back of my mind in case I ever get sued. Make sure I show up to court. Still going to lose, but I'm at least going to be there. It was really very interesting to watch, and then that was followed up by the one about what to do and not to, what not to do and what to do if you are ever pulled over by the police. Very informative, very descriptive. Went into a lot of detail. It was like being pulled over by the police for dummies 101. So I could relate to it.
What happened to freedom of speech?
Apparently, it went away a long time ago.
Well, he's just saying don't antagonize unnecessarily is what basically his point.
Yeah, but if you go into a restaurant, not necessarily a restaurant, let's just say you go to Holiday Inn Express and it's horrible. There's bed bugs crawling everywhere and creepy crawlers up the room and whatnot, and you give them a bad review. You shouldn't have to be in fear of losing everything you
I
own.
mean, but I was thinking of the cop thing.
Oh, the cops? Again, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am.
But you shouldn't have to.
What? Yes sir, no sir.
Just because you raise your voice to a cop doesn't mean you read it. You broke the law.
Yeah, and can you imagine someone like me that has a naturally loud voice to begin with? Man. Yeah, I'll go find that link and post it later as well. It was very interesting, I thought. Makes you think about a lot of things.
The police
I know.
Police are not always right. They
Oh,
are
gosh,
human.
no.
They can make errors.
Sure they can.
No, but Steve Lato's point is that you address the errors in court later when you see the judge.
Right.
Why should you ever get to court and tie the court system up?
Well, because some people don't know when to not run their mouth. I guess that's a double negative. And the more you run your mouth with the cop, the more he's going to find some. Oh, look, you've got a scar on your forehead. Did you know on Monday, the 9th of October, that's against the law? Da-da-da-da-da. There's your ticket for that. The interesting thing he said is if they ask if they can look in your car, just be very polite and tell them no, thank you, and say sir or ma'am. Of course, they might come back with, well, we'll just get a warrant and, fine, I'll wait. They got to have probable cause and or suspicion to get a warrant.
In general, they're not allowed to keep you any longer than it would normally be required to write the ticket.
Reasonable time,
if they
right?
do, that's a reason to appeal later on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what I've seen another lawyer say on there, sometimes they will ask questions in such a manner that no matter what you say, that they're going to say that you gave them authority to search your car. So what you do is you simply state, I do not consent to the search of my vehicle. Say it in so
Right.
many words. And be polite about it, but just say it so many words.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of kids, I don't mean kids per se, but I think that's where a lot of people get in trouble is they're not polite about it. They, start
Well, but I
using
mean, sometimes the cop will say, you wouldn't mind if we searched your car, would you?
and try to
You don't
trick
have
you up.
anything to hide, and they'll
Right.
ask more than one question. And then whether you say yes or no, they can always say that you gave a consent.
Right. Right.
So you have to be clear and just state in so many words whether you consent or not.
Yep. Yeah, I'll try to watch one or two of his a day. I found it very interesting. I haven't subscribed yet, but I might.
Well, I like most of his stuff. His specialty is lemon law for vehicles. And he used to write for some automotive websites as well. He's written a book or two. And people who watch him send him in stuff to talk about, and he looks it up and talks about it.
Right.
It's not always like this is what you should do in this situation or whatever. He just has some interesting stories to tell once in a while.
Well, I see Josh is still playing Fortnite. He started some 3 hours ago. I put a
Good.
comment in there that we're going to start calling him the Carry of Doom 3. And he said he couldn't wait to hear that explanation. I said, well, at that time, he had started streaming 2 hours ago. And he did get the joke and he did laugh about it. So that was good. I'm glad to see him doing it. He's up to 234 subscribers. And like I was told earlier today, it keeps his mind off of the computer and the possibility of screwing that up. That was a good comment. That made a lot of sense.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is until he does another update for something.
Yeah, that's true. Because
Or
he, as
until
we,
one of the guys he's gaming against says, my gaming is so much better since I did blah 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 to my computer.
right. He sent me a link today of a YouTube video where one of the guys he follows took a so-called M.2 drive and put it in the microwave to wipe the disk clean.
Okay.
Well, I watched it. It wiped the disk clean okay as it burnt it up. It was clean.
Well, that's
Tell him
kind of
not
like
to try that.
way back when I was working, we were sanitizing machines and used a big degausser on some of the drives. Not only does it scramble the stuff on the platters, it also fries some of the electronic circuit boards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell
Tony-
him not to try that.
Tony says, what? Yes, I will drop the link. Give me 1 second here. I wasn't going to watch it. And then I'm like, I got to see this. Wait a minute. Seriously? All right, I got the link.
Yeah,
I'm
if
gonna
you
put the-
overheat one of those enough, it wouldn't surprise me if it caught fire too.
Okay, it's over in the streams chat, and I'll drop it over here. Now I didn't watch it it's only 4 minutes and a second long. I didn't watch the entirety. I skimmed through it to get the finer points, like when the M.2 drive explodes. I mean, the kid did say, and it's just a kid, and it's also in Zoom. The kid did say that don't try this at home. This is only for demonstrations, educational, entertainment purposes only. It was done outside, well ventilated. We wore respirators or whatever, whether they did or not, don't know, don't care. But it's worth watching. It's worth skimming through. So, and then
Is
I
that
watched.
worse than-
Go ahead,
Is that
Chris.
worse than putting tinfoil in a microwave outside?
I'm sure it would have about the same results, wouldn't it? I mean, I've never tried that either. Maybe I should go buy me an old microwave at Goodwill.
Wrap wrap the M
I
dot.
turn into Chris Garrett, everybody. I'm buying old stuff at Goodwill now.
Wrap the tinfoil around the M dot too.
Yeah. No, protect the M.2, right? Made me think of something. Oh, I did watch about I don't know, 30 seconds of Tim Tech Wizard or Wiz or whatever his name is, was interviewing somebody by the name of, are you ready for this? Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah, not me.
I thought it was you at first.
Unfortunately, I wanted to watch it to make sure it wasn't me at first, and somehow he put together something and he's interviewing me by chopping things together. After all, I got Bobby and Tim doing Da Vinci Resolve now, so. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I couldn't stomach very much of that. Just, that's his thing. Glad it works for him. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. We're about 38 minutes. I'm kind of hoping to get the same good numbers as I had from last night. And to recap last night's numbers, 26 views at that time, 11 were peak concurrent, 13 minutes average watch time for 5 hours, 45 minutes of total watch time, which is excellent. Fantastic. The thing that I see is we went 40 some odd minutes, but the average time stayed about the same. And that's what the next few weeks are going to be about, is I'm going to try to increase it every night, but I'm going to pay real good attention to, if the average watch time stays about the same, I'm going back to a half hour. We will see. So give some shout outs to everyone. Thank you, Tony. William was second. One Fish was third. Greg, darn it, you were fourth. Rick says hello. And Jim joined us. Rick says he's got the flood that we talked about. Long Dog was with us. Tony was with us. And I think that does it for everybody. I did give a shout out to my new subscribers, Passion Art and Coins. I'll have to check his channel out, or her channel for that matter. Thank you, everyone. If you would like to join us for the after stream Zoom, that's a mouthful to say. There's the email. Shoot me an email, and I will give you the credentials, and you can join us and go from there. Ski Man joins us just in time. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll go into, as Doug calls, a little bit of overtime here. Good to see Ski Man again.
Just under the wire.
Yeah, just a bit outside. Little league, or not big league movies. I can't think of the name of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it. So I'm sorry, Ski Man. 9 o'clock every night, or tonight 9:02. So right now we're at 38 minutes. We'll see. Thanks everyone. I'm pushing the button.
Okay.
Trying to push the button. Oh
Good night.
no.